What is going on, people of the internet? Hyper Chaotic here with the K, double R, and welcome back. Or welcome if this is your first time visiting my channel. Now, it's been a long time since I've done a It Makes No Sense video, and for those of you new to me, this isn't exactly an ongoing thing on my channel. It would be if I had a lot of ideas to make videos on, but I don't. I just had a couple that I came up with right off the top of my head at the time. They were kind of just rant videos for, well, certain reasons that you'll understand in a sec. But for the most part, it wasn't really going to be an ongoing thing. They're just some video ideas that I had to really start off my channel, because I wanted to get my channel going again. My channel's been on and off quite a few times, so I don't know. I don't know if this is like the fifth, sixth time I've started it back up. I really have no idea, because I've experimented, but I could never exactly figure out what I wanted to do, or some things that I did want to do. I just stopped doing it altogether because, well, I just couldn't. Typically for the primary reason that is stopping me now in a lot of other videos that I want to do or get done or can't do at the moment, which is technical issues after technical issues after technical issues. Anything hardware, software, a fucked up buggy update, it doesn't matter. You name it, I've dealt with it. I don't know if I've ever had a stable fucking device in my life, even when I've bought it brand new. Fuck me, do none of these companies know what they're doing anymore? Anyways, let's just go ahead and get into the what did I don't know why I really want to say what did I miss. I want to get back to what did I miss. For those of you who don't know, that's a series of videos of me checking out games I missed out on when I was younger in their prime. And since this is a Star Wars video, I actually have quite a few games I want to get into. Star Wars games for what did I miss. The original Battlefront series, Commandos, anything that I just haven't played. I want to try it out, and I still can right now, off screen, but I don't want to do it off screen. I mean, hell, I've already played through Crisis 1, Crisis 2. I'm purposely not touching 3, even though it's stupidly accessible via the Xbox Pass. Ultimate? I can't remember. Just for the simple fact that I want my reaction to be fresh when I play it and record it. Because I couldn't do that for Battlefield Bad Company. I'm not going to be able to do that for Bad Company 2 or Battlefield 3 or Black, which I was playing until I started having technical issues with OBS. But for any of the games any further with Star Wars, with the exception of Commandos, because I've already played Commandos before I ever restarted my channel, it's a good game. I started replaying it again. It's pretty fun. It's long and somewhat tedious for the game that it is. I mean, especially being a node game, it's quite long, but it is very fun. And I have played Star Wars Battlefront 1. Again, the original one, not the new one. For the newer ones, I've played Star Wars Battlefront 2, but I haven't played 1, the reboot. So yeah, I've played the first original Star Wars Battlefront and played this reboot sequel. So I haven't played the original sequel or the first reboot. Yeah. Which are games that I eventually plan on getting to as well, even though the multiplayer is kind of going dead on both of them. So at least you got bot lobbies. That'll do. That'll have to do. But yeah, and technically I guess the Star Wars Battlefront 1 reboot would technically be considered a what did I miss, because I definitely did miss out on it in its prime. Even though it's not an old game. What did I miss mainly refers to retro games, but technically there are some games that aren't really that old, that retro, that I did miss out on. Anyways, I'm rambling on too much. Let's actually get in to It makes no goddamn sense. Which is what I meant to say instead of what did I miss. And I just ended up putting a whole plug for a video series I can't even continue until this technical issue's dealt with. It's going to be a while. There's always... Trust me, it doesn't matter if you're like, oh, just watch this one video or there's one Reddit post. It has the solution right there. Nah. Trust me, I've already tried it. It doesn't work. I'm going to have to go try a different version of OBS or something or a new software. Trust me, that's all I constantly do is deal with issue after issue, looking for solution after solution. I've already tried it. Trust me. If you truly believe I haven't, feel free to leave it down below. And even if I haven't, hey, your comment's still interaction, and interaction still counts on my channel. But trust me, I've already most likely tried the solution you want to tell me. Anyways, Star Wars Battlefront 2, the reboot. It makes no sense. What am I referring to? The goddamn slug thrower. Now, in my last Make No Sense, when I said something didn't make any sense, I mean it didn't make any sense not only for its, well, depending on the game, not only would it just, in a sense, not make sense in real life. So, not one of those, video game logic type videos. This is not necessarily what this is. Not only would this not make sense in real life, not that it matters, well, technically we do have shotguns in real life, but we don't have lightsabers in real life, which this is what matters with the slug thrower. But even canon in the Star Wars universe, it doesn't make any sense. And even for the game, knowing this is canon in the Star Wars universe, it makes even less sense. And that is the fact that if you fire upon one of the heroes or villains, Sith or Jedi, with the slug thrower, and it doesn't matter what card you have for it. In general, if you fire at them with the slug thrower, they can block the slug like any other blaster bolts. Now, for those of you who don't know, you're probably saying "Oh, all right, then what doesn't make any sense like that? It could be blocked like any other blaster bolt, just like any other weapon. So what?" And for those of you who don't know, you're probably like, dude, you're so late. The game's already dying out, and you're just now mentioning that. Probably somebody already mentioned that in a video a long time ago, or in a Reddit post somewhere. Yeah, but well, my video, my channel. Big whoop, cry about it. Alright? Anyways, for those of you who don't know, it's a slug thrower, not a blaster. There's a difference. You see, I'm pretty sure we all know in real life we have guns that fire bullets, metal projectiles, fired with a special pin that hits a, what's the word? Not detonator. Come on, I know it's at the tip of my tongue. Not pin. The cap. I believe it is the cap, which sets off the gunpowder, which sets off the metal projectile. Such weapons technically exist in the Star Wars universe, believe it or not. Now, you're not going to really hear this in the films. I think a slug thrower has been featured in the Clone Wars or Rebels. I can't remember. I swear I've seen a scene somewhere in Clone Wars or Rebels where they actually use a slug thrower, but it wasn't against a flesh enemy. It was against one of the clankers. So, you don't have to worry about nobody bleeding out. Even though it would make sense. I mean, people used to say the same thing with the blasters, but again, there's an in-canon universe for that one. The blaster's so hot, it's pure hot plasma that it actually cauterizes the wound on the way out. Which, that makes sense. Doesn't for the explosions, though. I mean, come on, there's also a lot of explosions in Star Wars. You're telling me these motherfuckers don't got fucking arms and body parts flying off? Is armor that fucking good? Anyways, I'm just saying, because it's Star Wars is, well, a war, but it never really ever gets gory like actual war films. They made an in-canon excuse for the blasters, but that doesn't make any sense. Why the same thing doesn't happen with explosions? Why aren't arms flying off? Why isn't there? I mean, shit is based off of World War II, basically, when Lucas invented this whole entire universe. I should tell me I'm wrong. I mean, look at half the fucking weapons. The Empire, you already know the Empire is basically based off of Nazis. So, anyways, I'm just saying, the slug thrower, the fucking slug thrower. Boy, we ain't on a tangent. It's an actual metal projectile. The slug thrower is basically supposed to be a shotgun. It has your spread pellets and your slugs. I don't know if they have incendiary rounds, but I would imagine they do. I mean, shit, there's such thing as disintegration rounds for blasters, which are apparently very fucking illegal in the Star Wars universe, no matter where you go, even for the Empire to use. Yikes. So, I'm pretty sure they probably would have incendiary rounds for slug throwers. Anyway, slug thrower is just supposed to be like any other real-life shotgun. But how can I describe it? Imagine the Spaz 12, but it's a pump shotgun. I know with the Spaz 12 you can pump it to get it like going or what. I don't know how the mechanics of a pump shotgun works. I just know you can pump it once, and then you can just, it's semi-automatic from there. Well, I'm basically going off of video games. I don't know if that's the same way in real life. But the slug thrower in the Star Wars universe basically resembles a Spaz 12. But it's a straight up pump shotgun, no semi-automatic, and it's a handle grip pump shotgun where if you put the grip handle on top of the Spaz 12 and you hold the bitch sideways. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me it doesn't look like that. It's basically a Spaz 12 sideways, but the fucking pump handle's on top of it. And you hold it sideways, so it just... That's basically what the slug thrower is. It's a fucking sideways Spaz 12 with the pump action on top of the gun. No fucking... I don't even... They don't even know what the fuck iron sights is in the Star Wars universe, I'd imagine. No wonder nobody knows how to fucking name. Put some fucking sights on that bitch. Blasters, I think a lot of blasters do have sights. You don't really use them in Star Wars Battlefront, if my memory is correct. But technically a lot of them do have sights. But for some reason the slug thrower, an actual projectile weapon, does not. In canon universe, this Spaz 12 sideways looking motherfucker is cannot be stopped by a lightsaber like your typical blaster, because it is a metal projectile. When a slug thrower or any other metal projectile type weapon, because they do have other stuff such as machine guns and pistols and other weapons that resemble your typical metal projectile weapon in real life. So any metal projectile weapon fired at a lightsaber is not just gonna stop like a blaster ball or be redirected. Not necessarily stop. It gets redirected somewhere. It evaporates. It keeps on going with all that inertia, and it might evaporate a little bit, but it melts. It melts, and essentially what's going to happen is the Jedi, the Sith, whoever the fuck in canon lore, is just going to get splashed with hot metal. Hot, molten metal. But instead, what happens in the game? It gets deflected like any other blaster bolt. Now, maybe I forget the devs, the dev team for this game, but maybe the devs didn't have a way to make the projectile act like molten metal and still damage the hero / villain. However, regardless if they don't have the ability to make that a feature in the game with the slug thrower and lightsabers, at the very least, it shouldn't be redirecting the metal projectile back towards me. Because again, it's a metal projectile. It's a slug thrower. It's not a blaster bolt. It's a regular... Well, for Star Wars, it's a regular shotgun. It shouldn't be redirected at me. So even though they may not have the ability in their engine to maybe make that feature, it still make no sense why it would be redirected back at me. At the very least, just have the slug thrower either do very, very, very... You don't even have to animate the molten magma. Just have it do very, 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 very minimal damage at most. Since it's just splash metal and not the full thing. Once it hits, maybe you just put a little few glowing dots and that's it. Or just have it do nothing. Just have it like evaporate into nothing, but don't have it damage me. It doesn't make any sense why it's gonna damage me. And I'm not just talking about in the sense of game mechanics. I mean just within just canon universe in general. That doesn't make any sense. Literally because of how the lightsaber works, which I'm actually going to talk about in a later makes no sense. I got one more idea, and that's probably it for a very long time. And it's going to have to do with Star Wars once again. This one's not necessarily going to be a video game, but more so just the canon universe. But I'm going to go in more depth about how the lightsaber works. But given how the lightsaber works, there's no reason for it to be ricocheting right back at me. That's not how it should work. Not even in canon lore is that how it works. Even if they can't make it to where it, looks like it's a multi-metal or just does very, very minimum damage. At the very least, it should evaporate and do nothing. It should not be redirected at me. With a regular blaster bolt, of course, but not a fucking slug thrower. That would have been nice. That would have been cool if that was the one thing that a regular soldier could use against the hero/villains, the Siths and the Jedis. But I mean, there is also the flamethrower guy, but you got to be playing the what? The New Order, the later generation for that one. I don't know. I think it just would have been a nice touch, or at the very least, don't have it be redirected at me. But, whatever. It's already way too late for that in the game's life cycle. And now the game, at least on PC, is being supported by the modding community and, well, the whole community in general more than anything. For those of us on console, we're just shit out of luck. And it's a damn shame because once they stopped doing that fucking fucked up bullshit that I heard about in the beginning when they dropped this game started to be a real fun game. Then all that was left was the sweats and hardcore veterans, and it wasn't as fun because every other fucking match was a goddamn sweat fest. And now, at least for me, I could not even get into a match at all. Nobody's online. Whether I'm playing in the middle of the day, the middle of the night, whenever, it doesn't feel like anybody's online at all. It feels like the game is now just going fully dead. Not even the sweats are in any lobbies, with the exception of hero versus villain matchups. Those are the only lobbies I can still find, at least on console. Again, I don't know about PC. Maybe it's a little bit different on PlayStation because I'm on Xbox. But for the most part on console, this game is really fucking dying. It is bleeding players. Bleeding like hell. I cannot find a match in anything but the hero versus villain lobbies. And even then, sometimes it's not always a complete full lobby. There may be at least a person or two missing. It sucks because deep down there's a really fun game here. There was a real fun game there, but well, it's EA. What can we say? What could we do? It's fucking EA. So if you're on PC, I guess, lucky you, have fun with all the mods in the world. Because that's the biggest benefit to being on PC. Fucking mods. Yes, I know there technically are ways to do that shit on console, but it's much more of a risk than doing it on PC. Even if a game's not open source, it's much less of a risk than doing it on PC. Lucky bastards. I wish I could afford a gaming PC right now. I'd be lucky if I could afford a new laptop just to run OBS properly. Well, we'll see what happens in the future. I'll see you guys soon for that later on makes no sense video with the lightsabers. I got to do some quick research to refresh my memory on how the lightsaber works. For the most part, I understand it. I just want to refresh my memory with the proper words on how to describe it. But eventually I will get to that last makes no sense video, and unless I eventually come up with another idea, it'll probably be the last one for a very long time, if not just in general. So thank you for your time. Anybody who watched, leave a like, if not a dislike, and a comment telling me why. Any interaction is still good interaction for my channel and the algorithm. And I know I rambled a lot about a lot of shit for a video that was just supposed to be a make no sense video, but hey, shit, fuck it, I might as well get used to it. If I can get used to just rambling on by myself in order to entertain people or gain their interest, then by all means, might as well consider this practice. I'm disappointed though, I ain't gonna lie. I really, really wish this game was still being supported very well. And what's even more fucking annoying is there's this one clip that I wanted to edit a whole montage around. I'll talk about it in a future video, but this clip I lost was probably the best clip you can ever get in a Star Wars Battlefront match, and probably the most competitive I had ever gotten in a game. Never mind just being pretty good for the competitiveness, even though I honestly just hate being competitive. I'm not one to sweat, but it was the one time it was fucking worth it, man. I wish I still had that clip. I think I still have it somewhere in my hard drive. I gotta organize my files, but I'm pretty sure I either accidentally deleted or I don't know, maybe the file was corrupted. It's gone to the fucking ends of time, and especially given the fact that I can't find a match, I will just never ever find that fucking clip again. And it honestly fucking hurts. I wanted to fucking cry. Laugh at me if you want to, but it was probably one of the best clips I could have ever fucking gotten. And I'm so fucking disappointed it's gone. I hope one day I'll find it on like a random subreddit somewhere where one of my teammates ended up recording it. Oh my fucking god, I so wish. I actually tried to look up on the Reddit for Battlefront 2, but it was a whole year ago when that happened. And with how much posts there is, I'm just not going to be able to find it. I'll be scrolling for fucking days. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your time, even if you didn't enjoy it. Chaotic out. Have a good one. I will eventually get to that make no sense video, but I have some daycare videos to record, and I actually have a commentary to mention about the whole situation with the act. I'm pretty sure so many people know about it, but I definitely want to throw my head into the ring of giving YouTube a piece of my mind, because they're doing a lot of bullshit that's just anti-creator and anti-viewer / consumer. And as a very small, getting it together creator, and primarily as a viewer and consumer, I'm tired of their bullshit too. I'm pretty sure we all are, but they need to get their fucking shit together. And their excuses are just that. Excuses. Bullshit that they keep pulling out of their ass. Chaotic out. Have a good one.
Luke Skywalker has joined the battle.
We received the all clear. The imps can have y'all. There's nothing valuable left. We'll rejoin our